Hello everyone, my name is Yarkus. Welcome back to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. We have a little bit of a doozy here today, as we're going to have to get Elmer out of a very sticky situation. That being, he is, bereft of pretty much anything beyond the absolute basics. The world appears to have ended while he was busy being abducted by aliens. He may or may not have tetanus, and overall, it's just not going so hot for him. So he's going to be needing to perform some, shall we say, drastic measures. So, taking stock, we are in a vehicle. We have 30% fuel if you look over to the right side, the sidebar, which contains the vast majority of our information in this game. You can see that fuel is in green text at 30%. So, idling the car will not take that much fuel, but it will take some, so we can't do this forever. We are extremely lucky that we have found a vehicle that works. The vast majority of cars that you're going to come across are going to be missing batteries, they're going to be missing engines, no gas, no wheels, things of that nature. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up the vehicle menu and examine the vehicle. Just going to make sure that there's nothing in too bad of a state. And going through here, that's the windshield. Okay, the right wheel, front right wheel, not doing so hot. Checking back. The other wheels are alright. So this car is theoretically drivable. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we can reverse. Reverse, reverse, reverse. Can you turn? Oh. Okay. Yeah, it turns weird. Part of that appears to be the missing wheel. Part of it appears that good old Elmer is not particularly skilled in vehicles with the vehicles of 2. So we're going to just roll the car back a little bit here and stop. Checking the inventory, we've got a good amount of tools. They're not all the tools we'd like, but there's more tools than he had previously. Looking inside the survival kit box, this game has an extremely robust pocket system. It can be very confusing if you're not familiar with it. It takes some time to get used to, but things go inside of other things. Which sounds obvious, but the inventory is nested. There's each individual container has its own volume capacity, its own weight capacity, its own maximum length of an item that it can contain. Like, you cannot fit 1,000 tons of sand in your pockets, just by any metric. And even then, you could not fit one extremely long, thin piece of foam in your pockets, because despite volume-wise and weight-wise it not being that much, it'll just stick out, doesn't count, can't put it in there. But with all that being said, we are in a position, we've got the flare is good for lighting, so it's a flashlight. Flint and steel, lighting a fire, that's very good. Glow stick, also good for light. The locking plier, screwdriver set, small adjustable wrench, those there are all good for crafting. The whistle multi-tool gives us some information, and gives us a compass. So looking to the sidebar, once again, you can see that the temperature is currently 43 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not what you really want to be exposed to, and it is also 10:15 a.m. Elmer has a frozen chocolate drink, some sort of general chocolate milk-ish thing. Some black tea leaves I could use to make tea, and a rehydration drink, which is essentially it's basically Gatorade. Then we have a manual, also known as a book, the Pocket Survival Guide. This is very useful, actually. If you want to look at our skills, Elmer has a survival skill of 0. What that means is he doesn't know jack shit about the wilderness. He doesn't know any, like, say, foraging, anything like that. So we're really gonna need to get that up if we're going to want to survive. And looking at Elmer once more, there is a major benefit I forgot to mention. Now, less sleep and weak scent are pretty good. Addiction resistance pretty good. Pack mule, it seems minor, but the 10% faster removal of objects from inventories, that could be the difference between life or death. Because, for example, if you have a weapon in your backpack and it would normally take 100 moves to draw the weapon from your backpack, now it'll take 90 moves, which would not end your turn. It would give you time, even if you went into debt, you would have time to move and perhaps act in the same turn that you draw the weapon. Because how the game works is it executes the player's turn before all other enemies' turns. So even if you go into debt, you still completed the action. If you swing an extremely movement cost heavy weapon, you swing the weapon immediately, and then you are in a recovery phase. It's not a wind up, it's a cool down. So yeah, just even saving one action point, as long as you have any action points left in the turn, it can be the difference between life or death. With that explained, we're going to be going into what Elmer's goals are actually going to want to be for this episode. Looking around, there is, the mine entrance over here. We've got this orchard, a pond. The goal is going to be loot this general area, and we want to get Elmer. We want to get him clean clothes and a weapon is the primary objective for this episode. Food, obviously, would be very nice, but food is not exactly easy to come by, and we will not be dead day one if we can't get any food. Water, also extremely important to obtain, but we do have beverages on us. We just need to heat them up with a fire, which would not be so bad. The survival guide, going back to that because I realized I got sidetracked, reading that will take time, but when we get a moment to rest, it'll bring our survival skill up, and we need that. So, going to make the controversial but necessary decision to turn off the space heater and turn off the car, because we really can't afford to waste fuel. We're going to need to be sleeping in this car, and we can't be running out of power before then. So first things first, Elmer is going to come on down here into this building. And oh, very nice. There is a bottle of cream soda around here. A smoking rack. Weird that it's indoors, but that is invaluable. Food does spoil in Cataclysm. It has realistic spoilage times. So if you don't preserve your food, it doesn't matter that you just got 100 pounds of meat from killing a moose and then 2 deer. It will rot and you will have wasted it. Also looking around, we have a cash register that could be disassembled for something later. Alright. Nothing too important, but hey, this is somewhere workable. This is somewhere that could be considered a home base, somewhere to rest for a moment. Oh, here's a lug wrench, a scissor jack, and a wheel. I could go replace the missing wheel. Oh, the festering boar. It is fairly far down. I don't think it can see us right now, and we have a weak scent, so it can't really smell us from that distance. But we do need to be aware that it is a creature that exists and could absolutely maul the fuck out of us if we let our guard down. So what we're going to want to do is turn off safe mode. Safe mode is very good because otherwise I would have just walked do and completely forgotten that a menace to society was lurking right down there. Going back up onto this roof here. This is a telecom cabinet, useful for electronics. This is a small switchgear, also useful for crafting and such. The crafting system in this game is extremely robust. There's a ton of different options. You can get materials from anywhere. Oh, the festering boar can see us. That's not good. So we're going to walk inside, close the door. Here is the steps. Going to try and break this metal shelf down. Going to drop our backpack because there's an encumbrance system. Now, encumbrance is displayed here, encumbrance and warmth. Warmth is the rightmost number, and us being cold, not good. We're 10% slower. We're unhappy, which also makes us 1% slower. In pain, more another bit of slowness. More cold, we're just not. We're not good. We're not doing so hot. So this is going to be pretty nasty, which is why we need to get armed. This pipe is much better than the toolbox, weapon-wise. But encumbrance affects a lot. Encumbrance is determined by what you're wearing on any given body part. We are basically unencumbered for the purposes of like our torso, our arms, our hands, our legs and feet are slightly encumbered, but that makes us 2% slower at most. Our head encumbrance does mean we are more vulnerable to fall damage. Our head is encumbered because we're wearing a mining helmet with earmuffs and a nape protector. But what can you do? Now, looking at our pipe, it does 10 damage, has a +0 to hit, and has a nice base 80 moves per attack. And if you look at the techniques, unfortunately, none of these techniques, other than parry, are going to do anything for us right now. But it has Precise Strike, which stuns for 2 turns on a crit, and also, as it says here, only works on non-stunned humanoid targets of similar or smaller size. Rapid Strike, we don't have that yet. We need melee skill of 2, and we have 0. But Rapid Strike is absolutely exceptional for fighting lightly armored targets. 50% move cost for 66% damage, massively increases your DPS, lets you get in a bunch of strikes. It's good stuff. What is relevant to us here is parry. Parry lets us redirect damage from wherever we'd be hit on our body by the enemy to the pipe. And that won't save us from everything. And it could easily lead to our weapon being destroyed in our hands. But if something is going to destroy a metal pipe in a single blow, I don't like what that would do to our tender flesh. All that being said, we're now wielding this pipe, and our stamina is pretty low. We're going to catch our breath. There's shuffling. It knows we're in here, kind of, but it's too dumb to truly understand what is happening. So what I'm going to try and do is push this crate. Okay, it's looking like the crate is too heavy. Okay, alternate idea. Peek. Okay, I can see it. This festering boar, it is pretty much just a zombie pig. Examining it, it is medium in size, hearing, sight, and smell. It has a head. It's a zombie. It is mildly dangerous. It's a bit slower than us, and that takes into account that we are being frozen to death slowly. So what that means, hopefully, is that even in our current state, we'll be able to beat it up. We're not very armored, but if we want to keep this location, if we want to survive, we're gonna have to kill this thing. So come at me, buddy. All right. So we're just gonna wait in place with tab, which is the automatic attack and its weight. So we're gonna let it get close to us and whack it for 17 damage. The reason it does 17 damage is because you add 75% of your strength to bashing damage. And on top of that, we also have a 3 in bashing, which is a little odd considering we have a 0 in melee. But I take it to assume that perhaps Elmer was pretty good at baseball for a while, or some other stick-using sport. Maybe he just liked to hit things with hammers in his free time. Something that led a increased knowledge of blunt objects, but didn't necessarily impart knowledge of melee combat. Whatever the case, this is more potent than it says it would be. So with that single strike, the Festering Boar is at roughly 60% health. Hopefully, this next strike, or the strike after that, will completely finish it off before it can get a good hit off. Going to strike again. We deal 10 damage, hits us in the arm. We're not that injured. However, we're in pain, and that's reducing our strength to 10, our dexterity to 6, and our intelligence to 7. Going to strike it again. For 11 damage, that's pretty good, but it hits us in the leg. Our leg is not in the best shape, but it's not emergency yet. Looking at the boar, it is so close to death. Going to strike it one more time, and it is killed. Now here, if we hit G, we can look and see the corpse of the Festering Boar. There's nothing really valuable here, but this is important. If you do not reduce a corpse to a fine pulp, completely incinerate it, or shred it to giblets, it will return to life within 6 hours. There's no such thing as destroy the brain and dies. They will just keep getting back up unless you completely annihilate them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit S to initiate the smash command. We're going to smash the dead body, sending blood absolutely everywhere. Now, going to drag this body away from our house just a little bit, just for cleanliness' sake. And here you can see all this blood. Now, going back inside, I'm going to close this control lever. Oh, this door can't. Oh, there we go. It didn't want to close for some reason. But here we have our hiking backpack. Wheeled. I'll put the pipe in our inventory. Looking inside, do we have any? No, we do not have anything to treat our wounds right now. You will still heal over time, even if you don't have any bandages or such on, but it's significantly slower. Okay, oh, there's a fox. We have no chance of catching that fox. None at all. Especially not in the shape we're in. Over here, is there anything more? Okay. Our next step is definitely going to be, well, what can we craft? Can we craft a brazier? Yes, we can! Theoretically, we'd need a halfway decent hammer and a bit of sheet metal. Do we have any sheet metal? Is that an option? We've got small metal sheets. That's very different from sheet metal, unfortunately. Looking around, other options. Ooh. Okay. Well, looking at the map, Elmer is this is a pretty rough position for him. He didn't have any of the normal time to gather things in preparation for winter. He just kind of woke up in a tower of flesh. So his best option, we're going to walk over to the car, examine the vehicle, and see if there could be a repair. If the wheel, well, that's for repairing the physical wheel, or the wheel. Okay. Oh no, we could do this right here. Another Festering Boar. Where? Does it see me? Okay, this one's nearly dead. We're not going to worry about that right now, because if it's one tap, it's no big deal. We're never mind. Okay, here. All right, come at. Before I say come at me, let me pull my pipe out. So, I'm gonna drop my toolbox, and in the time it takes me to wield my pipe, it gets close to me, bites my right leg. They really like the right leg. However, the right leg bites are not automatic infections. That's the lucky part. Now, if you look in the message log here, there is some interesting information that'll help you guys out. Your torso encumbrance throws you off balance. That is representative of the fact that we have a torso encumbrance of 26, so we're only 74% as accurate as we should be, but we don't have time to take the backpack off and drop it. Also, you block some of the damage with your pipe. That means our pipe came in clutch, like I was talking about earlier, and the pipe took some damage instead. That's good news. As little damage as possible, clearly, but with the pain system, even being injured a little bit can rapidly explode into an issue. We're going to strike again. Staggered off balance. That's not good. Strike again. Whew! Okay, it was starting to put the beat on us for a second, but get it down again. We are going to replace this damn wheel. And the wheel's replaced! That's fantastic. We no longer need this chain, by the way. We're going to wield the toolbox again. Actually, no. Gonna grab the toolbox and put it in our backpack. I think that's the better move. What? Okay. Pair of sunglasses. For swag purposes, yes. Also, it'll protect our eye. Oh, we actually already... Let me take off these filthy safety glasses. I think that's probably for the best if we just get rid of those. And checking the back seat again, just because I don't have the best memory. All right. Next step, now that we've done this, frankly, this orchard, the sheer amount of hogs that just keep pulling up, we're going to leave, at least temporarily, to scout things out. A vehicle takes good care of you. So what we're going to do is turn on our space heater and drive. Now, the driving system in this game can take a little bit of getting used to. Oh, crap. It appears that Ernest is just... Or Elmer, sorry, is kind of a terrible driver, or... I mean, I admit, I haven't driven in the snow in this game before, so it could truly be a function of my own fault. Hold on. Stopping here. We see that wasp, but... Oh, I don't think it's worth it getting out. Getting near a wasp seems like a poor idea, but I want to check what's in this car. Here, I'll pull around. Let me go nice and slow. Oh. Oversteering. Ramming into things. Yeah, this sedan, not going to be in a good state by the time we're done. Alright, well, we're just going to let go of the controls for now. Mr. Wasp. Ah! Fuck, dive from the moving vehicle. I swear I turned it off, but... Yeah, this is pretty embarrassing, I will say. I think it's something to do with the ice. I was not aware that was a mechanic, but knowing how deep Cataclysm is, I really should not be surprised. Alright, finally stopped. Going to let go of the controls so the heater keeps running. I'm going to gently come up here so the wasp does not interact with me. Okay, food! Peppermint patties. I think that's some sort of sweet. I'll have to check. And in the back, steel jerry can. Hey, and tongue and groove pliers. We don't have those. I don't believe we have socket screwdrivers. Let me check. No, we don't. Let's grab socket screwdrivers. And a funnel. We need a funnel. Now, what's the status of this vehicle? Oh, it's diesel, so not useful to us. We use gas. Getting back in the vehicle, driving it again. Going to need to take this extremely slow is what we've learned. Like, extremely. And try not to hit the wasp with the car or antagonize it in any way. Yeah, it looks like the snow is indeed the issue. A cougar! There's nothing special to say about it. It's just a normal cougar. It's nice that that's not a zombie cougar. I was kind of worried it would be a zombie cougar. But we're giving that a wide berth. We're not in any position to fight a cougar. As I said, we need clothing. We need armor, frankly. And Ernest is actually in a better position than you'd think to create some armor. If he can just get a hold of somewhere safe to hold up, he could create some nice cloth armor because he is a skilled tailor, and there is historically and in the game cloth armor that you can make that's pretty effective. Now, what is this over to the side? An irradiation plant. I don't know what that is. Elmer does not know what that is. So we're gonna just pull up, at least. Maybe there's no dead here. Maybe it's nice and calm and... Oh, that's a lot of blood up here. What is dead on the ground? Uh, just puddles of blood and clothes. However, these are clean clothes. I know what you're thinking. How are they clean clothes? They're in giant puddles of blood. Well, what determines whether or not clothes are clean is whether or not they're covered in corpse gunk. And since these vehicles are not these vehicles, these clothes appear to have been on the bodies of living human people when they died, that means we can wear them without a massive, debilitating mental breakdown. So we're just going to pick up all these clothes because we have a lot of room in our backpack and we're very muscular, so we can carry a good deal of stuff. What we don't wear, we're going to cut up for resources and create something comfortable to wear. Okay, painkillers. We love to see that. Now, all these clothes are in terrible condition. That's what the bars next to them are. You want to have 2 green bars. That represents full condition. And if it says poor fit, that means we can wear it. It just will encumber us significantly more, typically twice as much. A fur scarf. That's nice. The rollerblades don't fit anywhere. We're not going to mess with rollerblades, but I'm going to remember that they're out here. And the wallets aren't particularly useful, but they are not useless. If they're not useless, you need them. Heavy duty flashlight. Alright, this is all stuff we already have, so we're going to ignore that for now. Irradiation plant. Do we have any... Okay, let's see. Let me try... where's my multi-tool? Multi-tool. No way to cut things right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put my backpack down on the floor. That limits the equipment that we're wearing, but let's just climb this more easily because I want to check the safety of this location. Right now, it looks fine. We didn't see any nasties. But, okay, well, that's a dead baby bird. Step into the rose bush. Just make sure safe mode is on. That's why you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't just step willy-nilly into bushes. But we're kind of in a rush to make sure that this is a secure location. Yeah. Looking back this way, I guess we can just go around. Oh, electricity. So there's something nasty down that direction. Either like some sort of damaged mechanism or there's an electrical zombie of some kind. Those are nasty. They do exactly what it sounds like they'd do. Oh, I'm bleeding from the left arm. Okay, let me drop my pipe. Here's a fun fact. If you drop your your weapon, you're like completely unarmed, and you hold down tab, you will put pressure on the wound to stop the bleeding, which is very useful. Okay, and there's noise coming from inside. Hold on. Let's see if I hear it again. Mechanical whirring. That makes me think that there's some sort of machine still running, or some sort of... Oh. Okay, let's see. Listening in. Mechanical whirring. That's either a machine running or some terrible monstrosity. Like a robot or something. I'm going to peek around. Okay. Still no hostiles yet, but... Okay, you know, it's 1. No hostiles yet, but the goal, we need to just be sure that at least the outside doesn't have anything. What is that lightning coming from? I'm just going to stop moving for a second. What the hell is that? Okay, a dead sparrow. I don't know what... I mean, the lightning, presumably, or the barbed wire. Reinforced concrete walls. Disconnect switches. Oh, it might be good to get to that and cut the power to this building. For now, though... Okay, for now, we're going to get our backpack. Oh. More mechanical whirring. At this point, it looks like the best option is going to be opening the doors and just seeing what's inside. First, though, let's evaluate literally everything else. I like this car. What is this? This is a cargo van. I love cargo vans. In my Cataclysm experience, cargo vans are wonderful vehicles. Is there any reason it wouldn't start? Oh, I'd need to hotwire the car. It doesn't have the keys in. Okay, this vehicle has significantly better security than I'm used to on most vehicles. Let me just search the inside of this area. Reading sunglasses. I'm gonna have to head back to the car very soon because it is painfully cold outside. Okay, before we go, I'm gonna do a risky maneuver. I have to be real quiet here for a second. Okay, it is a machine. A cleaner bot. The Ford Sanitron, a utility robot designed for cleaning up waste material in hazardous conditions. That does make me think that maybe these conditions are hazardous and I shouldn't go any further at all. Frozen peanut butter candy. We need any source of nutrition that we can get. Chewing gum, that doesn't actually give you nutrition. Wait a second. Can't peek. Okay, I can close these shutters. More mechanical whirring. Is it another machine that is a friend, or is it a foe? Now, you are a card reader. I don't have a hacking tool with enough charges. Okay, we can't actually get in. However, okay. Step 1. We need to get our backpack. We put our backpack on. Here's our hiking backpack. We're going to climb back over. Going to smash this bench to get planks. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose items to haul. We're going to take the splintered wood and the 2 planks, and we're going to haul them over here away from things that are flammable. We're going to use the flint and steel. Oh, we need tinder. Let me craft some tinder. We don't know how to make tinder because our survival skill is so low. Okay, next option. We're going to grab this bench and just drag it over here. Okay, well, close enough, I guess. Let me grab the items. And then flint and steel. Still no, okay. Still need tinder. We're in a little bit of a position. Is there anything in here? Rotten pumpkin. Okay. So, we need to read a book. Let's get in this car. Let's turn on the car. Turn on our... Okay, our space heater's on. And we're slowly going to warm back up if we just wait a second. Hopefully. Yes. Our mouth is chilly. Yep. All right, so we're going to... bad idea to read while driving. Let me let go of controls. But it's still going to be running. Nope. I just immediately grabbed control again. And what we're going to do is we're going to read our... Like, skim through it, I guess, is what we do. And that tells us everything that you can learn from the book. Now, when we examine it, it tells you how long a chapter of this book takes to read. It tells you what proficiencies you can learn from it. How high it can bring your skill. It tells you all sorts of recipes. So this book here is a good. It's good. We like this. We're going to read until we gain a level. Oh, that's going to take a while. Okay. First, going to eat these peppermint patties and this granola. Okay. Oh, wait. You know what? Our drink's gonna heat up. Let me put the drinks out of our backpack. Just as soon as we can get those going, that is good. Gonna just read until if we need 1 level. We need 1 level. And I know, Elmer, that you're real thirsty. Okay, it's too dark. Crap. However, we can drink. We can drink. That's the best we're gonna get right now. Getting out of the vehicle. Right now it's nighttime. I apologize. My commentary is struggling a little bit because I want to keep you guys entertained and keep poor Elmer alive, and it's a little hard to do both at the same time because there's a lot of things to manage. So our current priority, we just want to get pretty much any fluid for Elmer that we can get. And as soon as his survival is increased slightly. All right, see, it's look at the difference in temperature. It's 38 away from the car, 58 in the car. This is actually sleepable. I'm going to, you know what? Hold on. Let me put on some of this clothes. We're gonna get super encumbered, but it'll keep us warm and alive. And frankly, should have done this sooner. And look at that! We're warm, we're super encumbered. Combat is a death sentence right now. But here, let me just take off the dirty clothes, because those are definitely, if you look over, they're affecting our mood very greatly. Take off these boots. Let me unload our work shirt. Let me unload our work pants. Store and hiking backpack. Just, we don't want filthy stuff on. It actually also increases your risk of infection. What is happening here is sometimes the game thinks it can contain it, and then it can't. And sometimes it can contain it, and then says, "Oh, I actually can't contain that," and then it did. That's what just happened. And look at our warmth. That's good. We're doing good. I mean, probably less once we get away. Yeah, no, we need more head gear. But my hope, let me let go of the wheel, is we want to wear enough stuff that our head is not going to freeze. No part of our body will freeze in the middle of the night if we run out of heat. So we are encumbered all to hell, but warmth-wise, we walk away from the vehicle. So we're still not great. Still not great, but this is the best we're going to do for now. We're just completely, here, put on a few more things. Let's put on a flannel jacket and a Camino. Fingerless gloves, another pair of socks, another pair of jeans. To be very clear, we cannot move effectively at all. If you look, we're taking in the top right corner under our focus, which is also under our arm and leg health, is our move, which tells us how many movement points our last action spent. We're taking 1.49 seconds to move 1 meter right now, which is not fantastic. However, what it does mean, turn off space heater, stop driving. Oh, and I immediately started driving again, being foolish. It is very likely that we can actually sleep if I just put on, say, is there anything else we can put on our head? It doesn't look like it, but it does look like we can try and sleep. It says we're going to have trouble sleeping. Alright, you can do it, buddy. Head hurts. Okay, very cold in the head. Alright. I guess we're going to have to turn on the heat in here. That is unfortunate, but turn on space heater, let go of controls, and we're probably going to wake up and the car's going to be out of battery, but... Oh, and of course we can't sleep because the car is making noise. Oh, not nice. Not nice at all. What? Okay. Here. You are a tailor, my dear friend. Is there anything you can make that would go on the head? Okay, rider mask. It would take one of our t-shirts, but sure. Wear the rider mask. Where is that? And can we make another one? Is there any... Surely there's more stuff that you can make for your head. Head. What else? Oh, we just don't have tools. We don't have resources. Oh, man. Don't have water. What options are there? Hold on. Are there more drinks inside? I really hope there's no, critters that we missed. Coffee syrup. Does that provide any hydration? Let's see. Well, we can't tell because we're... More energy cola. Small cardboard box. Rotten peppermint patties. That's useless. Radio? Let's get... Oh, man. Climb back over the obstacle. Get back in our car to heat up our food and drink. And... Oh, we really, really gotta hope. Yeah, I think just we're not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Let's see. Is there a light in this car that can be turned on? Dome lights. Yes! Okay. And we're going to stop driving. And we're going to read this book. It's raining outside. Fucking fantastic. We're tired. But... Almost there, almost there, almost there. Yes! That's good. Now... Drink the cola, drink the diet energy soda, drink the energy cola, lemon lime. It's not really hydrating us. We're basically not being hydrated, but it's something. We have something going on. We've got a... What we do have, though, we do have tinder. We can craft tinder now, which means we can light things on fire now. And we're going to go do that immediately. Alright, with tinder. Okay. Oh, I bet I can hotwire this car now. And don't be like me, don't just spam and run into bushes. But, let's see if we can hotwire this vehicle. Hotwire. Failure. Let's try again. Oh, is the alarm going off? Let's see. Oh, yep, the alarm went off. If there's anything nearby, it will find us, but honestly, let's just hope. Yeah, it's just going to be going off a lot. Okay, yeah, we don't know nearly enough to hotwire a car. Why am I just carrying the bra? We don't want to do that. Why am I also wearing my filthy-ass work t-shirt? Don't want that either. Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot we can do over here right now. Is this car... What fuel does it have? Gasoline! Okay! And we have a rubber hose in the back, I believe. Rubber hose? Siphon! Pour into a container. Steel jerry can. Ignore that. We want to refill. Okay, so our car's in better condition now. Now we just need to keep driving on this road until we find something. Oh, it would help if I hit the gas. So we're really lucky we found that just pile of corpses full of clothing. Otherwise, we'd be in a very poor position. We're probably going to be wrapping this up soon, but I don't want to end off without giving you guys at least something of excitement other than being attacked by 2 zombified boars and trying and failing to make fire. Looking up ahead on the map, an evac shelter. These were created by the U.S. government after they started to realize, oh, wow, things are getting really, really bad. And zombies. Okay. Guys, I'm going to do something a little unorthodox. I'm going to hit them with my car. Oh, it sounds like there's a lot of them in there, actually. Oh, yes, there are. There's a ton. There's a ton of them in there. We're not going into the evac shelter. We're not in the position to fight. Oh, poor Elmer. Elmer's life sucks. I wonder what was happening. Is this like a departure from how shit his life normally is? Or has the Cataclysm not really changed that much? I'm honestly starting to lean towards the latter, because this guy, I gotta admit, like, look at his mood over there. It's above our 92 speed. He's mostly in a feeling neutral. Oh, I don't know what that was. Let's go backwards. I'm kind of curious. That was dark red, which means really, really bad. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Forget about it. Forget about it. Just keep driving. Find literally anything. Oh, sweet. A feral human and a grappler zombie. Oh, a town? A fungal tower. Oh, life sucks. Okay. We're going away. Fungus? All you need to know is fungus bad. Fungus really bad. Hulking horror? Where? Inside the house? We're increasing the speed, even with our poor driving capabilities. Bobcat. Bobcat? You know, one natural entity to another natural entity. Get the fuck out. Giant crate. Okay. Reverse. And I just slammed into a boulder because I'm panicking. Alright, Elmer. We're fine. We're getting somewhere. Someday. Just drive, Elmer. Safe mode on, please. Oh! Another evac shelter! Is there things inside this one? I'm scared that there's gonna be. Here, I'll make sure that the vehicle is in a state to leave. Open the door. Screw it. Is there a downstairs? Yep, screw it. Let's see. Bad things down here? Elmer is feeling reckless because his life sucks ass. And by that, I mean I'm feeling reckless because Elmer's life sucks ass. But... Oh, Elmer. Folks, we are in a state. Let me close all these curtains. Closing curtains is very important in Cataclysm whenever you get the chance to. If you've played Zomboid or similar games, you understand that. And if you just kind of put the thought in, you understand that. But that is us with somewhere to live. At least for now. Let me go through these lockers here. Water. Evacuation pamphlet. Emergency blanket. Protein rations. All stuff that can sustain us for a little bit. A ton of protein rations. Emergency jackets. Okay. Toilets. Okay, this is dirty water, but the water is not frozen. First aid? Soap? Oh, what a wonderful world we live in. Things are looking up for Elmer. We said that last time, but it's a little bit more true this time, too. Elmer's no longer in the worst possible position. Okay, pencils. Not a lot you can do with that, but... Okay, here's an evacuation. Oh. Blankets and batteries for flashlights and checkers and cards? Okay. Okay. This is fantastic. Well, folks, I'm going to have to leave off here for today, but we are in a position to actually make some progress now. We're no longer freezing to death, and we're no longer going to be starving to death or dying of thirst anymore. We have time to play the game. thank you so much for watching. If you're at all interested in the continued adventures of Elmer, please give me a like and subscribe. As always, constructive constructive criticism is appreciated. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.